Not financial advice, but let's make some money today, y'all. How's it going, man? What's popping, y'all? Looking at the chat, first thing I'm going to do is come right to the chat. Blockchain Cowboy, Sorrendo. We got, who else did I got to scroll? We got a lot of comments already popping. Kristen, all set in the house. You guys, every day is a new opportunity, which is why I love trading. You feel me? But let's just get right into it. Not financial advice. It's to come up with your boy, Cassius Cuvée. 7 days a week, I'm in the profit circle, and we are teaching people how to trade, showing setups, all kinds of cool stuff like that. This is your boy right here, live on YouTube. Bring it to you once a week, and you guys know I normally come to you on a Sunday. So this is the first time I've done the come up with Cassius Cuvée on a Tuesday. We had Super Bowl Sunday out here. If you guys, there's some football fans out there, say something in the chat. But the markets never sleep. The markets never close. One of the things I love about crypto trading is that it's 24/7. You feel me? Blockchain Cowboy, he loves crashing waves, man. I mean, listen, I had the thumbnail and it said, Bitcoin crashed again, which it did. And you can see these waterfalls coming all down here. I call them waterfalls, and it's shooting down, all the way down. It was trying to hold something up here at 87,000 and all the way down here back. So this is last weekend here. These white lines, can you see? I got a lot of lines on this chart. But there's a lot of support and resistance that's been broken on Bitcoin. So here was, first week of February, and basically it was 84,000. And we just took a waterfall down. I mean, come on. And then we tried to and another waterfall down, and then we tried to bounce, and then it's like, man, we back down here below we were before, where we were before the election even. We're sitting here at $69,000 Bitcoin, the peak of last cycle, and this is where I got to get serious with y'all. Okay. Now, anybody who's been following me for a while, take off the glasses, get serious. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows that I call the top of the crypto market, both altcoins and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I've always said, has been acting differently than crypto. Bitcoin's been holding up stronger, but I've been saying we've been in a bear market for months now. And, even a Bitcoin bear market, even though a lot of shitcoin's been down. And, the title of this, or the thumbnail on this, is, how to make money in a bear market. It's doable. This is what I love about trading. Specifically, it's what I love about crypto trading because, it's 7 days a week, whenever you want. And I have my notes here, what I want to talk about today. But first of all, I want to say shout out to the Profit Circle. That's my private group. I always like to respond to those folks first. So, I see comments sometimes on YouTube and, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I'm always going to see the Profit Circle first. I'm going to show you guys the Discord group. Right here is the Discord group. And, we see folks, this is the general chat. And I got some questions a couple days ago about breakout prop, some questions about FIMX. I'm usually seeing these chats first, but what I really want to say is, first of all, shout out to the wave makers in the Profit Circle, Blockchain Cowboy, seen you, and everybody else. We got Sess in there, and we got a lot of new people in there. So shout out to all the new people in the Profit Circle, but also the fact that the verified wave makers have been helping folks who are new to the Profit Circle. I appreciate you. We want to help. You see different things here. Ryan F is asking me about the 1 hour, 10-minute strategy. How did I come up with that? We're going to go over that today. My scalping strategy. I know it's helped some folks in the past. Maria, who else was on here? CC Underdog was using it. Some other people, I can't remember everybody, but you guys have been real active in here. I appreciate that. And, last month, we had a winner of the contest that I was running who reposts the most of my Twitter posts, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Repost it. Go ahead and drop it in there in the category. So right here we have different channels in the YouTube. In the Discord. Let's see here. We got the one for repost these today. I'll post them in there, but you don't have to wait for me to post these. I said please post these over here. If you post some social posts, put them down here. You see Maria's been active in there, posting hers. Blockchain Cowboy, and last month Blockchain Cowboy won a cash prize. So the prize is 1 free month of the premium side of the Profit Circle. And again, any of the wave makers can tell you I reward the folks who are active, who are contributing members. This is the market analysis. You see a short jackpot. That's King Jackpot. He's posting the schedules here, different things that are going on. Here's a schedule right here from Blueberry. So you see, we're a team. We help each other out. We got JLab Trading. So shout out to him. And people have been really participating as well as contributing. So even if I'm not trading that much, other people are. And there's opportunities every single day. So what I want to talk about here today is we're going to go over the strategy. We're going to go over a new breakout prop video. That was the other thing, too. I took a request from somebody who asked me. They're just getting started with breakout prop, and they had some questions. So they came to the general chat of the Profit Circle and just asked some questions. Anybody can join a general chat. The Discord link is in the top of the description of this video. I like to help out new people. I really have a passion to protecting people from getting wrecked. If you're going to enter this arena, trading, then you got to be careful. So someone had asked me up here, this new video here. In fact, I'll show it to you on YouTube. This one is really a pretty simple, straightforward video. Hopefully you only need to watch it once. But the thing about breakout prop, if it's new to you, you have a lot of questions. And I had the same questions as well, even being an experienced trader. But it's like, how does prop trading work? What are the difference between one step and two step? Someone kind of made a smart ass comment on there, said that anybody who can read will know, you're just explaining what everybody can read. Well, listen, man, I got a question from someone in the group. It's not the first time I've got the question. What's the difference between the one step and two step? I'm breaking it down. Plus, now they have multiple products for breakout prop where you get basically, hold on, let me pull up that tab real quick, where you get to have multiple options. Here, let me pull it up right here. You get there's other ways, other evaluations you can buy. So we got the one step and the two step, and then you got Pro and Turbo. Now Pro and Turbo though is not two steps. It shows two steps, but then it disappears, right? So when you go back, it's always one step for Pro and Turbo. You can get up to $200,000. Turbo $200,000 on Turbo and Pro. Okay. And so watch that video. This video here, I won't go over the whole thing today, but my point is, if somebody in the group is asking me a question, I'm going to respond to it. So, don't hesitate to ask me some questions. So also real quick, everybody who's in the chat, let me know what country you're from, what city you're from, where you guys at. I'm doing this at a normal time, right? Normally I do a Sunday at noon, and I'm doing this at 5 p.m. on a weekday on a Tuesday. And, I may jump in and do some more random live streams here and there. What I really want to do, and I know I've been talking about it for a little while, is I want to set up webinars for brand new people. We got Mississippi in the house, right on. And Mississippi Blockchain Cowboy is always helping folks in the general chat, answering questions. We always want to encourage people to stay in the group, y'all. So also, tell them things that let them know there's always more help coming, and they're welcome to ask more questions. You feel me? So we always want to do that. But yeah, someone asked me a question. What is the difference between these two? And I'm going to touch on it real quick. I'm going to give my opinion. So I reveal in the video that I just recently bought a $200,000 eval from breakout prop. And the reason why is because I never tried one. When you have an account, you got to get, basically, you can have one funded account and you can have only one eval open at a time. So anyways, I didn't have any evals open, so I purchased one. And what this really means, and this is kind of important. I mean, this is kind of crazy here, but like, if they're giving you $200,000 with 5x leverage, that means you get buying power of $1 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that's the other reason why I made this video, so it doesn't really clearly explain that here. So like the guy who's kind of being a smartass saying I didn't explain anything people can read, not all that information is explained here. It says up to 5x. People don't know what that means. That's Bitcoin and Ethereum have 5x leverage built in, and all of the rest of the altcoins have 2x leverage built in. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, you got to have a position of $1 million. Did you guys hear me? Let me turn down the music so y'all can hear me. Anybody rewatching this? Breakout prop gives you an opportunity to have $1 million position on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes, $1 million you can purchase for $11.99, and you can get $1 million position on breakout prop. Just want to make that clear for y'all. For those who didn't realize that. Listen, if $1,200 and you get $1 million to trade with, that's the best deal I've seen going. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna put back on the music now, but I had to stop the music with that one because that's not an everyday thing. So, the video kind of explains that, and I definitely want to call that out because it's something that I want to give a try. And I haven't really got started yet. I've been making a lot of videos, been doing other stuff. Had some friends in from out of town, and it was Super Bowl week. So, you know what? You can't be mad at touching grass every now and then. But, $1 million is a pretty big trading position for only $1,100 worth of risk. And the way the risk, again, not financial advice. You can do your own research. Go to breakoutprop.com and put it in. Oh, and by the way, I don't know how I forgot to tell you guys this. You could save money off of this price. This price down here, you could save money. All you got to do is use my discount code, which is on the screen right here, GGRF7W, and you can save off the cost of that evaluation. So that means that it's not even really $1,200. So anyways, that's what I definitely want to, that's why I made that video, to kind of explain that to people. And then people asking me what's the difference between that and a one-step, two-step, that video will explain it. That's this video right here. Pull it back up real quick. Where's YouTube? right here. So click on this video if you haven't watched it. Do me a favor and like it, share it, make a comment on it. Appreciate that. Helps the algorithm. People know that the video is live and active. I mean, it's a really straightforward video. If you know about breakout prop, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, because the new products are in there. What's up, All Set? How you doing, man? And but anyway, share this video out because people, you never know who has a question about that kind of stuff. And the other thing too is that there's a lot of scams in prop firms, unfortunately. And I've never seen breakout prop to be a scam or anything like that. So that's why I always go over all this stuff. And if the day I ever do see something, I would always tell you guys. So if you're rocking with me, I'm rocking with you. One thing I'm always do is look out for my following and for my audience. And if I've got a new product or something I'm testing it out. So the other thing is, I'm doing the breakout prop $200,000 ones. I placed only one trade on it so far, and that was like a week ago. But basically, the reason why I picked this one, and I'm going to tell you my reasoning, okay? It's not really having to do with the price. It has to do with the 3% drawdown, and here is really, it's, I guess, the one step. It's one step goal. You got to get 18,000. Well, 18,000 is only 9%, whereas the classic, it was 10%, 10,000. So I'm just kind of curious to see if that makes a difference, $1,000 quicker or $2,000 quicker since 200,000, 1% quicker, I can get funded. So I want to see how that works. Now here's the downside is that the max drawdown is only 3% and the daily is only 3% as well. And that's not much different now for the daily for any of the other ones, right? So it's 3% across the board on the classic, pro, or turbo. The only way you get more wiggle room on the daily drawdown is if you get the two-step, and that's 5%. Okay, so it's significantly more wiggle room on the two-step, which is the reason why you have to pass twice. First a $5,000 goal, then you start over again, and you have to pass a $10,000 goal before you get funded. So I'm going for the big one. I'm placing $1 million positions here. I'll let you guys know too. So by the way, if you are following me on Instagram, Twitter, or even YouTube, I do community posts on YouTube and also Facebook. So I'm trying to grow the Facebook page as well, you guys. I have a Facebook business page that is specifically for trading. So I know I'm Cassius Cuvée. I make music videos. You see me do a lot of lifestyle stuff. I'm trying to have a niche channel for just trading information. I'm going to be posting more of that to my community post on YouTube. So make sure you check those. And then also on Facebook. So definitely follow, what you would do is you like a Facebook page, a Facebook business page, and then you're going to see more of my trading tips. I have a lot of I'm posting every day on there. So there's a lot of different setups. There's things that'll say like what you see on a chart, what that means, little tidbits in here and there, basically. But what I'm saying, all that to say this, if I open up $1 million position on breakout prop by way of a 5x leverage to it, I'm going to post it on there. Or a $500,000 position, I'm going to post it on there. Hey, thanks, Blockchain Cowboy. Just put the link in the chat for the Facebook page. I'm going to be posting it everywhere. Just entered a $500,000, Bitcoin position right now. Make sure you jump in and watch it live. And it'll be on breakout prop. You feel me? It'll be right here. So, so that's what this is my $100,000 account. But when I do open the, when I do trade on the $200,000 account, I will show you guys. So definitely stay tapped in, turn on alerts and all that kind of stuff. All right. Now, the reason I want to say this too is the reason why this 3% max drawdown doesn't bother me is because I'm going to be showing you my strategy today that someone just asked me about in the Discord. As I was saying earlier, he just asked, can you show me the 1 hour? He said, how did you come up with the 1 hour strategy, the 1 hour, 10-minute strategy? Now, what he's talking about is here. I'm going to go to TradingView and show you. This indicator that I use down here is called Market Cipher B. Crypto Face made it up. You guys don't know Crypto Face. I've got a song with him called Join the Market Cipher, but also he is a big-time trader. The guy's doing like $20 million live trades and stuff, okay? He doesn't lie. Now, he's Crypto Face. He never shows his face. He's always wearing a mask, all right? Hey, super chat from Kristen. Thank you, Kristen. We have a goal. I wanted to call that out too. We have a goal up here for the super chats. There's a goal up here. If we get enough super chats, then I'm going to pick a ticker of the audience choice to trade on Breakout Prop Live. So get me to 10 super chats. Kristen already did her part, and then I'm going to do one live right here, right now. And I get to pick the direction and the strategy, but you guys get to pick the ticker, okay? And I'll show you my approach. But what I want to say is the reason why the 3% doesn't scare me is because my trading strategy always involves trading with the trend. And so when who was it who asked me on here? Right now. He said, who's in the chat here today. He said, how did you come up with that? Now, the reason I came up right here, how'd you land on the 1 hour, 10-minute red dot strategy? So the dots, just so you guys know, that's what I got to give a context here for those who don't know, is Oh, Kristen said she couldn't do $5. $4.99. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's a currency exchange or something. But anyways, this down here in Market Cipher B is where you see these dots. So right now I'm on the 1 hour chart on Bitcoin. Right, I'm just starting on Bitcoin. We can do this on any ticker pretty much, and I'll explain the nuances of when and how you want to do it. But the dots, what he means by the 1 hour 10-minute strategy is that the strategy essentially is, and I'm gonna come back to this in more detail in a second right now. But the background information is that you want to trade with the trend. And I need to make this clear. I did not invent that term, trade with the trend. The other way that people say is the trend is your friend to the end, okay? And what I love about Market Cipher B is an indicator. It's not free. You have to purchase it. I do have a discount code that's in the description of this video. But what these blue momentum waves, so ignore the purple and green and red lines for right now and all these other lines for right now. I'm just looking at the blue momentum waves and these dots. So let me just circle. So this dot right here, this green dot, you see there's a few of them here like that. Those green dots are showing me when, specifically what's happening is this light blue wave is crossing back over against the darker blue wave. That's basically what's occurring to make those dots. What they are a signal of is the momentum shift, okay? So the reason why, when I discovered this, well, Crypto Face gave it to me. He showed me it, and I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. So I've been a pro trader for about 7 years, and I'm like, at that time, about 5 years, I guess, it was a couple of years ago now, I'm like, I have always known that markets run in trends and momentum. We've always known that. We've been trading for years. When I say we, people I've traded with, been trading communities. I know I haven't been live streaming for not quite a year yet, but I always know, I've been a pro trader for a while. So I'm looking at these momentum waves like, oh, this is not telling me a price, but it's telling me the direction. So right now, if you're watching this, how do I make sure I pronounce his name? My boy's name. I don't know why I keep messing. I can't remember everybody's name correctly. But basically, what it's telling me is that this is the direction that the price is going in right now. Ryan. We're just going to go with Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Thank you. I was like, I know his real name is not that. Okay, so Ryan. So the reason that this is a green dot right here, if you can see, price action was going bullish when it's green, goes up. And then once it turned red, price was coming down. You're like, whoa, that's pretty easy. All I got to do is enter and exit on this. Well, not so fast, because when you're down here on a time when it goes like red, green, red, sometimes you have a little chop right here, and it doesn't really let you know how big of a move it's going to be. So what I came up with is the 1 hour 10-minute strategy, where the first thing I'm looking at is, let's say we're right here on this green dot. We've got a deep green dot right here. Now I'm going to say, okay, the trend is bullish, right? On this green candle right here, the trend is bullish. I'm going to zoom into the 10-minute. This is that dot I just circled down here. Let me pull it out on the screen right here. So about right here is where we got the 1 hour 10-minute dot. And what I'm looking at after that is I'm zooming in to see when to go long or short again. Now, sometimes you can have some quick positions right here, in and out chop. Kind of sucks because you lose a little bit maybe on the trading fees. But then, boom, you get in here. Can you see? Let me zoom in a little bit more on this one right here. Right, so we got a little sideways action. Kind of sucks. You may your net break even, a little bit lost from trading fees. But then this green dot hit, we would have got in here, and then we would have rode the price action all the way up to the next red dot. In which case, this is going bullish because we got a green dot on the 1 hour. So now we're going up to here, which would have been up to here to this next red dot. And then you get out, but then as soon as that dot comes green again, you get back in. So basically, you're trading in and out of these waves, basically. So the red dot came here again. We would have got out. This red dot here, I should say. And then would have, oops, right there. I'm looking at the wrong spot. We got this wave, momentum wave could have came down. But when this turned green again, we would have entered and we would have rode it back up again. Now, I know these don't look like big moves. I can make them look bigger if they're more like this. You can always adjust the chart, right? But when you're trading on breakout prop and you are putting $1 million on a trade, you get what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do $1 million. I don't even recommend doing that. I suggest starting small. But when you're on breakout prop, I'm gonna show it here, and you're trading, those little wins in and out can add up to a lot of money. You see what I mean? And then over the course of the day, what happens is you've protected your downside the whole time. All right. So that is the main thing that caused me to come up with this strategy, Ryan, was that I'm sick of losing. Okay, that was my main thing that came up with this strategy. All I want to do is win. So the point of the strategy is you're trading, you're perpetually trading with the trend. As soon as the 10-minute goes against you, you're out. Because the 10-minute now is going. I don't know. Now specifically, okay, maybe to answer your question better, how did I come up with the 10-minute dot and not the 11-minute or the 12-minute or the 20-minute? Specifically, it's because after 16 hours a day, like when Crypto Face first hooked me up with Market Cipher, okay, I sat here and I watched this shit. And if you guys listen to the song, join the Market Cipher. One of the last lines I say in the song is, "Glued to the charts, got a pee in a diaper. I only look away when I step into the booth and it's time to put a real MC in a cipher." When I say glued to the charts, I wanted to see and know for myself how, why, and when these dots would appear. So I was just all day long, I'm looking at the 1-minute, the 3-minute, the 5-minute, the 9-minute, the 10. The reason why I have all these up here is because I literally look at all these. You know what I'm saying? 12-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute. I'm going up and down all day long for hours of the day, bro, like hours. I'm not exaggerating. Like you look up and you're like, damn, it's already dinner time. Like, and so even if I wasn't trading, I was just watching. I wanted to see price action. I wanted to see candle movement. So now I've gotten so used to it, Ryan, that I can predict when the next dot is going to come. I'm like, okay, if we close, we got 38 minutes of 1 hour, it'll take a little bit longer. Let's say the 10-minute dot right here, right? Well, we just got a red dot on the 10-minute. Like I can kind of predict now, based upon candle and price action, when a dot is going to come. And so, how I came up with that was that for me, in my experience, if you get a 10-minute dot, don't fight the 10-minute dot because that's when big moves can happen against you. So the ultimate reason I came up for this is just protect the downside. I can take small wins and I can take small losses. I can't afford a big loss. So one of the things we like to say in trading, I can't remember who said it first. Maybe it was Flopping Groper, maybe it was Crypto Face, but it was small wins, small losses, small wins, small losses. And then boom, you catch that big win. And then boom, you come back down, small losses. So what you're always doing, especially in crypto, is that you see how these big moves, and this is Bitcoin. This isn't even a real volatile ticker, But what happens is you get these big moves that will happen, but they only happen on something on 10 minutes or higher. That is my experience by watching these for hours at a time. Like if I don't fight a 10-minute wave, I'll never get smacked hard. I'll never get punched in the face. I'll never take an epic loss. You might lose depending on how big your position is. If you got a $30,000 position, yeah, you might go negative $100, $150, whatever. It's not that much money before that dot comes. But then on the flip side of that, you get to let your winners run. So when you get the green dot on the 10-minute and you're going long, if we were going long, like on this green dot on the 10-minute, you get to ride it all the way up. And that, like on breakout part, this could be, $1,000 from here to here. Like that's not an unrealistic thing. I mean, it's kind of, I wish I could kind of do the math. There's a guy in the chat. And by the way, shout out to the Profit Circle. Someone in the Profit Circle said they got a calculator for me. I'm not sure if he's watching right now. I would love to see that. I can maybe, put it on the show here and then kind of finagle with it. And I could show you better, like how much money this would be from this move to this move, for example, from this dot to this dot. That would be great. So I appreciate that, man. If you can hook a brother up with that. Let's see what his name was real quick. I'm sorry, you guys. I got a lot of people send me messages and, everybody's got an alias and another name and stuff. So sometimes I forget the name of the person when I'm live trying to remember everything. J Lab Trade. Yeah. So Jab Trading. This is Jabble Trading. So I appreciate you, man. He offered it to the group in the general chat. I said, hell yeah, I would want to see that. Okay. Oh, we got Uber Girl in here too. I'm looking at she's watching right now. Not sure what your this is the Profit Circle. Let me scroll down. Oh, it's off the screen a little bit. But anyways, people come here to share information. And, one of the things I like to do is consolidate it and we can put it on the show or we can, whatever I can do to try to make it more digestible for others. I've been trading so long, I kind of am pretty good at decoding this stuff and, making it a useful tool. The thing about trading is that there's so many tools and indications that end up just being noise that I try to keep it simple. That's kind of my whole entire point when I teach people how to trade. The reason why I like the scalping strategy is because you don't even need all the other shit on Market Cipher. I'm not saying there's no value in those other things, and we can always go over them. If anybody had a question for me, I could go over them. I know what they all mean, and my experience with them. Some of the things I would tell you about Market Cipher are not going to be in line with what other traders would tell you about Market Cipher. I don't mind telling you that. I'm going to tell you what I have seen after sitting and just staring at it like a maniac for hours, watching these dots and seeing price action and wondering what's happening, why it's happening. But anyways, the main thing is trading with the trend, and this blue momentum wave is all I need when scalping. You wouldn't even have time to do all the setups that are normally being done as far as, how people like to determine when they enter and exit a trade. They want to wait for confluence on 5 or 6 indications. If you're scalping, you don't really have time for that. You see what I'm saying? Oh, let me go. We got a question here from Ryan. Okay, does it matter how high or low on the chart when you see the dot you're looking for? Okay, so that's another question. The short answer is maybe. Okay, Ryan? So for this 10-minute dot, once the strategy is started, no, that doesn't matter. Once the strategy starts, for this, let me take a step back. For this particular strategy that I came up with all on my own, Ryan, it does not matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. That is the baseline of the strategy. Now, and I have in my notes here, the other part of it is, the reason you can't just snap your fingers and automate the whole entire thing is because there's still some human intuition involved, right? If you've been watching the charts as long as I have and stuff like that, you start to get a feel for if it's a big move or not. Or let's say the 1 hour is giving you a bunch of small false signals, because Maria asked me this last week too. I'll say, okay, we'll go to the 2 hour. Maybe you'll get smoother lines, or maybe it's the 3 hour, maybe it's the 4 hour. But what I'm looking for is a general sense of trend, right? So if I'm looking at the 4 hour here on Bitcoin, and we caught this green dot here, it was only in the second 4 hour green candle did this green dot show up. The reason, by the way, I picked the 1 hour instead of the higher time frame is because I want to get into the trade a little bit sooner. Like the 1 hour, she entered at the exact bottom, happened to be the bottom of Bitcoin right here. If I had waited for the 4 hour, it would have been like way over here. I would have missed some moves. So that's I just kind of landed on that balance between the 1 hour and the 10-minute. But let's just say if there's just too much noise, you can zoom out. That's what I usually do, is zoom out. Try to see what the larger trend is doing. Yes, Blockchain Cowboy said I would think the environment. Yes, the overall environment is where I would start. Right? I'm like, okay, what are we bullish? Are we bearish? Like if you just handed me a chart and I don't know nothing about it, I haven't traded in a week, so I haven't been following it. I'm going to start at a higher time frame and say, well, what the hell is going on? Well, Bitcoin's been bearish, since January 15th. I've seen nothing but red coming down here. You know what I mean? And finally, some people caught this knife down here and we got a little bounce, but it ain't like this is a hell of a lot of strength. Let me put it on another one. I would love to have seen more. If I'm a Bitcoin bull at this exact moment, which I'm not really, I think we see sideways chop. This waterfall was so bad. We knew we'd get some bounce, but if I was really trying to go long here, I would want to see a little more, like this kind of action. It ain't giving us that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I just think we're in a bear market and, crypto's falling out of favor. Sentiment is terrible. We see this water, this is a pretty big candle. You expect to bounce after that. And I called it out. That's the other reason you join the Profit Circle, because I call it out in real time like I'm expecting a bounce this morning. Usually I'll call it out before the pre-market of when stocks open. I haven't talked about it yet, but I always follow the NASDAQ because this is going to tell me what crypto is going to do first. The NASDAQ is going to set the direction. Now, the NASDAQ's still up here. This is all-time high right here. The NASDAQ's still kicking around all-time highs, getting sideways chop. But crypto's been relatively bearish. Bitcoin's been relatively bearish versus the NASDAQ. So I know that crypto is going to drop significantly if the NASDAQ has a pullback. And that's exactly what happened. And this tanked so hard. But then the NASDAQ tanked too. So it was like, okay, well, crypto will probably find a bounce, which it did. And now we're going sideways to down. It's not real strong here. And it's just Bitcoin's falling out of favor. This is what it is. And, as a trader, and I wanted to talk about this today, too, in the channel Profit Circle. I mean, we trade quick. This is not a matter of I give you some 6-month prediction and, when the 6 month comes and it hasn't happened, I'm tap dancing and trying to tell you guys that I was actually right the whole time. You just didn't listen close enough or some bullshit. Remember when I modified my answer? Nah. We finding out within the next day or by the end of this week, we're going to know. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to be in there with real traders who are in there 7 days a week, trying to make money every day, if not, short-term swing traders, 2-3 days, maybe a week, if you're waiting for something to play out, maybe. But most of our trades aren't lasting 2-3 weeks. Most of them are real short-term. And the reason for that is because you got to know what you're talking about and you got to be held accountable for it. You see? So I'm just keeping it real on the short term. Long term, I have my thesis about what's going to happen, but nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen 6 months from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you that Bitcoin is relatively bearish versus the NASDAQ, so if we get a bear market in the NASDAQ, crypto's fucked. I can tell you that. You know what I mean? But the exact price, people do all this shimmying and all this, drawing all this shit. I drew this here to make some examples here, but don't nobody know that hella far in advance. I'm done. I don't really give a fuck who you are, Mr. Millionaire Trader. I've been doing this for a million. I don't give a fuck. I'm not listening to nobody no more. All right? If you can't prove to me what's going to happen by the end of this week or the end of the day, how the fuck you going to know what's going to happen in 6 months? Just use common sense for a second here. Is it easy to predict the next 10 minutes, the next 10 hours, the next 10 days, or the next 10 months, or the next 10 years of your life? I'm pretty sure in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be sitting right here. All right. I don't know what the hell I'm going to be doing in 10 days. So how the hell you know what price Bitcoin is going to be going to in 10 days? I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows. And that goes for gold and silver. It goes for stocks too. All right. So we are held accountable on a daily basis in the Profit Circle. That's what I like about it. 7 days a week, we show our setups, what we got going on. This is what I'm seeing. So when it comes to crypto specifically, I'm looking at it in relation to the NASDAQ before the open of the NASDAQ 100, which we call the New York Open for those people who trade Forex. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. So that would be the environment. All right. So as I kind of predicted this week, sideways chop. There ain't really been nothing going on. You know, I called the top here, by the way, if anybody's in the Profit Circle. When this move happened on Friday, I said, you guys, I seen this red dot right here. I saw this red dot right here. It happened at 11 a.m. And I said, you guys, if you were thinking, if you went long, if you got lucky, or not lucky, I'm sorry, but if you decided to go long right here, and we caught this big move in a short amount of time, I said, now is probably a good time to take some profits, because specifically, Bitcoin is probably not going higher. And I saw this level, and you see we haven't really breached it at all. We had one little scam wick here, but we haven't. So if you took profit here, you didn't have to watch your bag for 3 days over the weekend, 4 days over the weekend now, you know, on that Friday, you know, just waiting for nothing to happen. You get what I'm saying? And that's why we short-term trade. You're looking for this move, get in and get out. Boom. Trade with the trend. Okay, now let me see here. Okay, can you apply this strategy on a lower time frame like the 1 minute or 5 minute? Well, here's why you don't. And that's a good question, right? I guess it's incomplete why I didn't explain all this. The reason why I picked 10 minutes is because that's, like, in my opinion, the worst case. Like, you don't want to fight a 10-minute dot because that big move might shoot in your face. The problem with the lower time frames is you're going to get too many false positives, okay? Now, I would say that may depend on the ticker. Some tickers that are more volatile, you might want to lower it to the 5 minute because you want to get them. But you see these dots are all over the place. I mean, I'll even pick another ticker I like to trade like Santos. You see how volatile this is on the 5 minute, right? But you're getting all these dots. You'd be in and out so many times that there might be just too many trading fees that would eat into your profits. So that's the difference. That's the reason why I landed on 10 minutes, okay? You see, look, this is a perfect example, actually. Look, this is the 10-minute chart on STX, right? Ryan, I hope you're watching this. So right here, blue, green, blue, green. Look how smooth and beautiful that is. Look at this. You know, this is like perfect. If you traded this out of the green, you know, if you went long here or short here, either way, I don't even know what the trend would be if it was long or short in the 1 hour. But there's not any false signals. You know what I mean? You caught the top of every one of these in the bottom. Whereas on the 5 minute, there was a lot of false signals. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I don't do that. In the 1 minute, like, forget about it. On the 1 minute, you're just getting a million false signals. But that's a great question. That's why I explained the higher end. Now this is the lower end. So what I would do is after I enter the trade on the 10 minute, right? Or again, once I've got good enough at it where I can tell if a 10-minute dot's about to come. You know, maybe you're taking a little bit of a chance by entering early, trying to cheat ahead. But the point is, you've entered once you see the trend is at your friend with the 10-minute dot. I will zoom just to watch it. I'm going to zoom into the 1 minute. And this is an active, you know, scalping is an active trading thing. You're sitting here with your finger on the trigger and you tell yourself, I'm going to trade for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. And I'm going to watch this. I'm not walking away, you know, but you can look at the 1 minute. You're going to have a lot of dots. You know, so then you look at the 3 minute when that dot turns against you. Then you look at the 5 minute when that dot turns against you. And then I'm at the 9 minute, like, okay, finger on the trigger. If this 5 minute candle is going to start going against me, I'm probably going to take profit and just get out and wait for the next one. You know, but that's basically how it is. The 10 minute is the standard, if you could say. If you want to cheat early, I'd rather have you cheat early than cheat late, because in crypto you get these big ass candles that come out of nowhere. Like so, for example, you know, if you've gotten, I don't know where exactly on this candle this 10-minute dot right here showed up, but like if you try to fight it, it's a big. Let's say it showed up right here. That's a big difference in money if you got out right when it showed up, or if you waited and then it got up here. This dot could have happened hella quick, and so anytime you see these major waterfalls, like on 10-10 or whatever, the 10-minute dot appeared before that happened. You get what I'm saying? So anybody who was going long when those crashes happened, you would have gotten out because you wouldn't have tried to fight a 10-minute dot. You would have saved yourself, and or you would have gotten in and you would have wrote it down, which is actually what happened on 10-10. I made that. I made a lot of money on that day. So that's the basic premise of that scalping strategy. And again, I'm always happy to explain that over and over again. But basically, the premise is that you're trading with the trend, and the market cipher B momentum waves show you the trend. You don't have to overcomplicate it. It's super simple. Anybody can do it. You don't need to know what all this shit is. You don't need to know what all these indicators I got up here. You don't need none of this. You don't need this. I don't even have to have Market Cyber A on. You know what I'm saying? I don't need VOOP shit. I don't need none of this shit. Do I know what all this means? Sure I do. Is this making me a better trader? No. Turn all this on. Can you guys tell me how the fuck I'm supposed to trade all this shit? I don't know. Too much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Turn off the moon phases. You know what I mean? You just don't need it all. You know? That's the thing. Is my whole thing is about I'm trying to make trading simple. Now let me turn. I do like looking at the 5-day moving average. Just kind of shows you the trend. But if I'm scalping, there's just too much noise. You can't go that fast, you know? Yeah, so join the Profit Circle. I mean, that's the private group. And, I'm in there 7 days a week. But it's not just me. So the other thing from the premium side of things, I got to call this out. Fimex, they got a new logo here. So shout out to Fimex. They're my official partner. They sent me a gift last week, actually. I showed that out there as a camera so I can record some more content for you guys. But we go in here into the market analysis channel, and you see a lot more setups. And then we discuss our trades in market analysis. This is in the premium side. And then future trades, we mostly just post setups. Like you post a setup in here, a little explanation, and then we'll discuss it in real time, and we'll follow the trade over here in the market analysis channel. And I'm just keeping it real. I'll tell you guys when I'm in there. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a red dot in 1 hour. This is what I'm looking at. I'm thinking I want to go in here. And also people watching that, everybody comments, but we go in there and watch it. Yeah. So shout out to Seth here too, because he's been contributing a lot. So appreciate you, man. And everybody else is new. And also, of course, check the wins channel. We got wins in here 7 days a week. Let me see. I haven't even looked at it recently. Everybody winning. Wins. It's all today. A lot of winning going on in here. And Seth, you've been doing a lot. Congratulations, bro. You've been killing them. So, anyways, that's the Profit Circle. But so the way you get premium in the Profit Circle is to trade on. Basically, you just got to create an account on Fimex. So Fimex is a sponsor of mine. Not sponsor. We're official partner. And so basically, if you use my code that's on the screen here, GMMNX5, to create an account, then you can get free access for 1 month into the VIP section, the premium section of the Profit Circle, and see all the trade setups and stuff like that. If you're a contributing member, I'm going to be giving out free monthly memberships, even sometimes free yearly memberships. So, you stay active in there and you call out setups and help others win, then yeah, you're going to get free access in there. So, but we also do it to gatekeep out any of the scammers and the bots and everybody else, because the general chat is open to all. So all you got to do, it's free, is create an account on Fimex with my invite code. And then you put in your user ID number into the verified channel. The verified channel is one of the channels in here. Let me show you that. It's the verified channel. And there's this here, right here, verify. You just put in your user ID number here, and there's a bot that automatically verifies you. You go over to get free trial. It takes you to WAP, and then you just put in your information, and what will happen is you will get your free trial, 1 month free. Boom, and you're in. It takes like 5 minutes. Doesn't take that long. That's pretty much it for that. So here we go. So now let me see here, because I wanted to there's a couple things I didn't want to miss here. So yeah, I take requests. If you guys have any more requests on videos and stuff, I mean, I have a bunch of videos that I want to make for YouTube, but if you guys have any specific questions, let me know. I'm always respond to the community. Let's see. So yeah, Blockchain Cowboy won. I want to say that. So the contest is repost my social posts, and whoever does the most will win. I want to say this. In 2026, determine what type of trader you want to be. Do you want to be short-term trader, day trader? Do you want to be a swing trader, or do you want to be a long-term investor? 2026 is a bear market. You may be looking to, buy the bottom of the bear market, which I think will be around October, November of 2026. Hard to say. I know better when I get there. And this is the thing about TA. People think TA predicts the future. It doesn't. What it does is it tells me in real time when things are going to be overbought or oversold on a certain time frame. And that, now it's time to, the trend is slowing down. It's about to reverse, or it's just started reversing. It's better to wait till it actually starts reversing, and then you go ahead and trade with the trend. This whole I can predict everything months in advance and shit is fake. It's fake. Nobody really knows. There's geopolitical issues. There's laws that get passed. There's all kinds of stuff, man. Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Some people get lucky. I mean, here's the thing. Got a 50-50 chance of being right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, appreciate y'all out there in the chat. Sherando and a Blockchain Cowboy. Meh. So, yeah. But I'm just saying, basically, a lot of stuff can happen between now and 6 months from now in markets, okay? There's elections, there's wars, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. Laws passing, financial crisis. And they're going to be like, oh, the chart predicted that. Bullshit, man. When it comes to trading, you got 50-50 chance, man. It's going up or it's going down, okay? It's going up or it's going down. You know what I'm saying? So, by all means, like the show, like the chat, and then ask me any questions you got to want to ask me in the profit circle. But basically, in 2026, the way you survive the bear market is you learn to trade. You can't just keep buying a dip. You guys, I've seen it on other groups. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus. I'm rooting for people to win constantly. But these other alpha groups have been in the olden days, and they just keep buying a dip, relentlessly bullish. I'm like, you guys ain't out of money yet. They're talking about how down they are in all their bags. And I'm like, bro, it's an alpha group. I gave you the alpha. I told you when we'd be at the top, We were looking at strategy, micro strategy. Oh, my God. This thing is down to $133. Let me pull this up here. God dang. You know what I'm saying? I called this way back here. I thought 170 was low. I bought puts here at 1366. 170 seemed like a lottery ticket at that point. It's still going down. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. You can see all it did was go back to the trading range. So this is what TA also does for me. Did I know exactly when this would happen? No. But I knew that this was a support and resistance range. That's how I came up with that number. So that's what TA will do to me. It'll tell me that if the trend is going this way, it may stall. Look, it bounced right there. That's what happened. That's what TA is telling me. But it's not telling me MicroStrategy will go here by this date. No, I did that by overall sentiment test, by overall the fact that it was trading relatively bearish compared to Bitcoin. And that's what made it fall off even more. As soon as Bitcoin had a pullback, it was over. You know what I'm saying? And, I got people telling me Michael Saylor said the shorts are fucked. And once I realized he was a cult follower, I was like, oh, my God, he completely drank the Kool-Aid. He's going to get wrecked. So I said, bro, you can believe him if you want to. He's the CEO of the company. I don't know why he would say his stock is going to go down. Of course he's going to say it's going up. Why are you listening to him? I wouldn't listen to the CEO of any company. Of course they're going to root for their own. What are you talking about? Talking about talking your own book. He's talking his own company. And he was obviously dead fucking wrong, and they all lost their fucking money. I don't know what else to tell you guys. My passion is to keep you from getting wrecked. That's why I don't know why I give a damn, but that's why I get so excited when I talk about it. But anyways, 2026, you're not going to make money hoping that you can just keep catching falling knives and then all of a sudden is going to just go to the moon again. That shit ain't happening, man. The sentiment on crypto and Bitcoin is bad right now. We had the lowest, I don't even look at the fear and greed index that much. It was like at 8 or 6 or 7 or some shit. Does anybody know what the fear and greed index was? Blockchain Cowboy or Servando or anybody else, Ryan? The fear and greed index was like it's -8. It was at 8 or something. It was like an all-time low, or the lowest has been in 5 years or some shit. And it was like the sentiment is terrible. Anybody thinks that all of a sudden exit liquidity is going to come right into Bitcoin and pump the price in all these altcoins and then we can just dump on them. 6, exactly. 6? God dang. You know what I mean? That's so low. It's just the idea that all of a sudden this is going to we're going to buy the dip and then we're going to hold it for 10 years. Yeah, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's dead money for 10 years potentially, depending on what shit. If you're talking about altcoin, Bitcoin I think will probably come back. But the altcoins, man, that's a cold game for the altcoins, you feel me? So who we got in the house here? We got Shadiness, right on. Is it chattiness, shadiness? How do you pronounce that? Shadiness, maybe. But ultimately, the bull market's over. I called it months ago. So we got to zoom in and we got to scalp, and that's okay. We can day trade, whatever you want to call it, scalping, day trading. Just for the record, day trade means that you buy and sold within the same day. I know in crypto it's not, in stocks it's more even. It means a session. In stocks they call it a session. So, the stock market opens at 9:30 Eastern time, and it closes at, that would be 4 o'clock. So my time is 6:30 a.m. to 1, my time. I'm Pacific time. And that's a session. Obviously, crypto's open 24/7. So a day trade, you can describe it however you want to, but you buy and sold within the same day, basically. It's a day trade. A scalp is like anything less than that. You're in and out multiple times in a day. Swing trade is anything above a day. Could be 2 days, could be months. But swing trade is more of a broader term, and then long-term investing is over 1 year. And there's a specific reason for that, because long-term investing, for at least in America, for your tax bracket is there's a difference between short-term, which would be buy and sell within the same year, and long-term would be the next year. If you held it for over 365 days and sold in that year, then you get a better tax bracket on your profits. Is basically what happens. So those are that's how those words are defined. I'm saying, to make money this year, you can't just buy and hold and hope for the best. You're going to have to do some trading, man. These markets are way too volatile. again, I don't get it for the people. I posted this on Twitter this week. I said, I don't understand the people who watch the markets every freaking day. They come on Twitter every day and make their comment on them, and then they don't ever trade. So it seems like all they do is complain all day. I'm like, what? Learn to trade in both directions. You never complain again. You know, you never get FOMO ever again. CZ manipulated the markets. Yay. Who cares? I made money because I was shorting when CZ manipulated the markets. You know, like I can't stop the markets from being manipulated. And I think that's one of the hardest things. I know, you know what I think? Because Maria asked me this a few weeks ago. Kristen and Maria asked about market psychology a little bit. You know, how do you get in the right mindset to be a good trader? And I just can't tell you enough. You have to be a realist. And the way that you become a realist is by trading short term. See, because when you trade short term, you can't lie to yourself for very long, right? It's like a goalie in sports where they always say goalie have a short memory. If you get scored on, take the ball out and you just start over again. It's a new trade. You got stopped out of that trade, start over again. It's a new trade. So the Moon Boy stuff and the hopium and all that stuff, you stop drinking it because you're trading every day. I'm going to find out within hours, by tomorrow, if I was right or wrong about this trade. You know what I'm saying? So there's no, what do you gain by lying to yourself? You know what I'm saying? You didn't make any money. That's for damn sure. So the main thing is being a short-term trader keeps you humble and realistic. Pay the trader, as he likes to say. That's right, pay the trader. I like that. And the other way, I would say, is couple that with some leverage. So FIMX is a leverage trading platform. I have one here right now. My only position is a gold position I have open in FIMX. They just recently, I do want to call this promotion out. I posted it in the general chat of the Profit Circle a couple times, but now you can trade gold and silver. Come on, it's right here. You can trade gold and silver and other TradFi instruments like Tesla and I don't know what else, Apple and stuff on FIMX. So the same leverage trading platform for crypto now has gold. So I got this gold long on right now. It's only 10x leverage. I'm up 78%. Woohoo! Going for the long one on gold. Gold has been more stable than crypto. I mean, more stable than silver. And obviously, yeah, more stable than crypto, even though it's just recently had that parabolic move and then crashed. I tried to warn you guys about that one. And but basically, now I'm long here. I got a pretty good entry. And I'm this one I am going to kind of hold longer. I think maybe this is worth a shot. Maybe we found a bottom on gold. But the point is, with the link, I have a specific link. They give me special perks and hookup, you guys, because I'm a partner with them. So when you create an account with FIMX using my code, you get one really great perk, which will help you get signed up in minutes, which I can't even, it's so great, I can't even say it live, all right? So if anybody else out there knows it, maybe you can tell somebody in the private chat or something. But there's one great perk on there that you can get started right away. And then the other thing is the different promotions and bonuses that you get when you use my code. So right now, there's a promotion where there's 0 trading fees on the TradFi instruments. So if you've never tried trading, when I say TradFi means traditional finance, so if you've never tried trading stocks or gold and silver on FIMX before, use that code to create an account, GMMNX5, the one on the screen, and then that way you can take advantage of the promotion, in which case you won't have to have any trading fees on gold and silver. I don't even think it has to be a new account. Anybody, if you have a FIMX account, go in there and give it a try and see if there's any trading fees at all on gold and silver or the stocks. I have not tried trading the stocks yet. I've just traded gold and silver. But right now, you have $0 in trading fees, 0% on trading fees. So that's the promotion they're running right now. Okay, let's see. Right, we got to get you trading all these things on the arena. Yeah, you know, right. The problem with the arena. So what the arena is, if you guys don't know, it's kind of like Twitter, but it's on the blockchain, built on Avalanche. And I have an account on there, and I post on there sometimes. You don't get notifications and stuff though on there because it's on the arena, because it's on the blockchain. And so like I end up always losing track. I'm already on too many social media channels, pulling my attention on all the notifications that I can't keep track. Like if somebody comments on something, I want to say something right back. I want to like engage with them, but without ever getting, the notifications, and there's not that much traction on there either. It's like I don't check it enough. That's the cold truth right there. But you said they got a competition going around right now. How's the competition work, Ryan? Let me know. Put it in the chat here as a competition on the arena. If you guys have not ever tried the arena, you can create an account and get a discount. I actually do have a code. So we go here. Let's see. We go here. We go to YouTube. Click on this new video. Oops. This video is for anybody who trades on breakout prop or was thinking about giving it a try. Down here in the description, someone specifically asked me a question in my private group, which is called the Profit Circle, about whether they want. Oh, on this video, I took out the link. This video, I was trying to get them. Trying to make it ad safe. The problem is when you make videos on trading a lot of the time, they don't. Unfortunately, when you make videos on trading a lot of the time, they don't. They kind of ban you and flag you and stuff. Unfortunately, they hate on us crypto traders. The arena. I'm trying to find the arena thing for you guys right here. Sign up for Web3 social media, the arena, by using my referral code, and you earn crypto. So right here, click on this link in the description of some of the other videos. I don't think it's on. It might be on this description of this video. I can't really open the description of the video I'm in right now. At least I don't think I can. Let me see. I never really tried that before. Let's see if that works. One time for the one-time live. Well, let me open up the one I'm in. Open up the one I'm in. Oh, this is great. Of course they will. Right now I get to hear the delay. Open up the. Close the chat. It's kind of funny. I'm seeing this. It's like a Black Mirror episode or something. Oh yeah. Let me see. Did I put it down here? Oh, maybe I didn't. Did I erase it? Sometimes I don't put everything. I didn't put them all on this one. Shoot. Anyways, if you guys want to ever try Web3 social media, the arena is one. If you use a link, then you get some free crypto for starting. Basically, they have their own token, things like that. That's it. Trade perps on there. So there's a leaderboard. So yeah, Ryan says, yeah, they have a competition on the arena. So anyways, if you guys want to check that out, you can. Let me see here. One of my favorite trades. There's so many. I gotta make a video on all the different trading styles I do. One is, of course, my favorite, the Wile E. Coyote setup. I love the Wile E. Coyote setup. I'm going to explain it real quick. It's too fun not to explain the Wile E. Coyote setup. So in the Wile E. Coyote setup, what you're looking for is a ticker that gets over its skis, meaning it's gone up more than it should have gone up, and it's going to drop. Okay, like we just know it's a bearish ticker. It's one that have no business being up there. Oh, Santos wasn't it? Santos was a good one. Actually, trying to be bullish on Santos. Moondeg is one of my favorite Wile E. Coyote tickers. It's so bearish that whenever you see a move like this, you're like, man, that ain't legit. It's waiting to fall. Right here. Here's a good example of one. It went up. Moondeg can be traded on Breakout Prop and FIMEX. And it's just like, this is just getting way over skis. And you start seeing other tickers start to fall. And then that's when it's like Wile E. Coyote hanging over the cliff. You enter your short right then. And then boom, you ride it all the way down and make a lot of money. That's the Wile E. Coyote trade. Gotta love that one. Gotta love that one. But let me see what else quick. So yeah, for me, if you want to make money in 2026, you got to learn to trade in both directions, because there's going to be a lot more downside coming. We're not at the bottom of the bear market. Let me explain this to you, okay? Here is the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ is sitting this near all-time highs, okay, this is the NASDAQ on the day. The 8-hour is the daily for the NASDAQ. As I explained earlier, they go by sessions. You see the daily, same exact chart, okay? This has been one of the greatest bull runs ever in the NASDAQ, starting down here in April. This move is absolutely amazing. Look at how crazy that is. These were all crazy moves, and this just did itself, okay? But now we've cooled off. People just ran out of buyers. There's not enough money. Now it's the NASDAQ. I don't expect it to have a COVID crash or anything right away, or like when the tariffs news started and Donald Trump first got sworn in. I don't expect that to just like go straight down forever. But the fact that we've been in sideways chop, we hit the all-time high in October right here. We just can't break. We got rejected ugly off one here just last month, the 28th. Crypto took that dump, but it's still hovering, in near all-time highs. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is just nowhere near all-time highs, okay? Nowhere near all-time, all the way down here, okay? If we get a genuine bear market in the NASDAQ, meaning if something like this were to happen, does some of these, it don't even got to go all the way down, just like this, but a downward trend for an extended period of time, almost time more than price, just a downward trend, crypto is going to be so screwed. I don't care how much this has already dropped. It can drop more. It could really drop more. I mean, that's not inconceivable. So that's why I'm saying learn to trade in both directions. I am still bearish until proven otherwise. The sentiment is terrible right now for crypto, especially altcoins. I mean, all things considered, Bitcoin being at 69,000 is still relatively strong compared to Moondeg, which is, God dang, you know what I'm saying? Moondeg can all the way down here. Like, this ain't never coming back. You get what I'm saying? So with crypto, you got to be prepared to trade in both. And then there's just so many tickers that look like that. Bonk, Render, these are all the hype at one point in time, Zill. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these are down. Atom, Ethereum Classic. Jesus. Look at this. Hype was hyped at a moment. It was a new ticker, so you had a little more chance. With this one, I don't know what the hell this is. This is tanked as soon as it came out. Aptos. I mean, God. You know what I mean? This is the peak in April of 24, another peak in December 20. It didn't even breach that. So these tickers are done for, bro. Like, there's just no way you can convince me that, these shit coins are ever going to come back. They're going to go down more than they're going to go up. And so you got to learn to trade in both directions, and you got to take profit. Nobody ever went broke taking profits, y'all. So make sure you do that. All right, let me see. We're going to wrap it up here in about 5 minutes here. Let's see. Wait a second. The reason I don't trade. Oh, okay. I want to clarify this too, because Ryan asked about or whoever was in the group asked about the strategy here. You could say, how come you don't just trade the 1 hour waves, right? And you could potentially, okay, as opposed to I'm doing the scalping strategy, which is the 1 hour, get the trend going, and then the 10-minute gets you within the trend. Because you could if you wanted to, right? You could have traded this green dot right here, wrote it up, trade this one down, wrote it down long. You could have done that on this ticker. This one, it just happened to work out perfectly. You know what I mean? You could have done that, and that would be okay too. Just trade the momentum waves. It's the easiest trade in the world here. Okay, you could do that if you wanted to. This ticker, this just happened to be a beautiful ticker to trade. I mean, gosh, it's one of my favorite ones to short. But that's more of a just a personal preference. You do got to watch it. But the reason I developed that strategy is because I don't like the idea of giving back so much money. Like too big of a move can happen in crypto in too short of a time before the 1 hour dot prints. You can have a super quick move in a matter of 20 minutes or something, like pretty quickly on the charts before this dot appears, you've already given back all of your gains by a significant amount. Like even this here, right? Right here, we had this green dot. Let me move this over a little bit. We had this green dot right here. Right, this green dot right here. Got 3 1 hour candles. And it didn't get this. It didn't come back till here. This red dot. You said we kind of gave back a lot between here and there. Whereas if we were looking at the 10-minute. See if I can find it. If we were looking at the 10-minute, see, yeah, right here, we would have gotten these dots earlier. Get it on the screen here. We would have seen these dots sooner. So these lines are the ones I just drew on the 1 hour. It's never going to be exactly perfect because of the way the charts are. But see, these lines would have told me to get out way up here. I would have taken my profit up here instead of giving back a whole bunch. It would have gotten out somewhere down here by the time the 1 hour trade came. So you gave back all this money. All the way back down here would have been given back. That's why I say I want to zoom in and look at that, as opposed to, like, sometimes it works, right? Like this, it worked here, right? It worked, just today or whatever, perfectly here. But on this one, it didn't work. And that's just experience. That's why I said I prefer to get in and out of the 10-minute, because by the time I'm waiting on this red dot to occur, I've already given back all the damn money I won. You see what I mean? So that's why I have the 10, because otherwise we would have got out at the top. So, it worked out perfectly in this one, beautifully, but it doesn't always do that. So that's why we say the 10-minute with the 10-minute with the 1 hour. The 1 hour gives me the trend, and then the 10-minute in and out, it's like buying the dip or selling the rip within that 1 hour wave. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. This has been the Come Up with your boy Cassius Cuvée on a Tuesday. I'm going to look at the viewer count. I think I'm getting more people to take a look at it on Sundays. So, we're going to keep doing it on Sundays. I'll see you guys next Sunday for sure. And, make sure you tell a friend to join the Profit Circle, tune into the show. If you have any questions, I answer them live on the show. I mean, this is your chance. I mean, just so you guys know, I charge $250 an hour for one-on-one consulting when people want to learn market cipher, they want to learn how to trade. That's what I charge. So, you're getting free time with me here. It's pretty valuable for someone like me. If I wasn't spending as much time creating content and being active in the group and answering questions and shit like that, in all honesty, I'd probably be making a lot more money with Breakout Prop giving you $100,000 to trade with. I'm not even trading as much as I was before I started live streaming, because I'm always trying to answer questions. Before I started the group and live stream, I'm always answering questions. I'm posting. For me, I can look at a chart and just know what's going to happen in seconds. It takes me so much longer to make a video, explain it, draw stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it if you could share with people who are trying to learn to trade, get them in the group. I'll answer their questions. We'll talk about it on the live show, whatever the case may be. because I want to bring value to a larger group of people instead of just one-on-one. That's basically what I'm trying to do. So that's it for the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée on a Tuesday instead of the Sunday fun day. You know what I mean? But I always, as promised, I'm going to give you the show. And I just so you guys know, I had promised that I would do it on Tuesday before a Sunday show came, so that people know they didn't miss me on Sunday. But we will do the next show on Sunday. And right here, we will talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I can't stress enough, join the Profit Circle, because that is where you're going to get the fastest access to me. Let me get the Profit Circle pulled up here. You're going to not just access to me, you're going to get other people also showing you trade setups. This is help you make some damn money. So like I said, that's what we're doing today. So right on, Ryan. Good stuff, man. Appreciate the tips. Kristen is going to pick the next ticker, I guess, next time. I'm going to holler at you guys later. My doctor's office is calling. I got a doctor's appointment for my eyes. As you guys know, I had eye surgery. Call me right now. I better take it. Peace, y'all.